What's up? This is Hayden Jones in association with Hot Boxing Talk and the SA Boxing Buzz. What's up? This is Hot Boxing Talk. We have Ricky Tshabalala with us here. So Ricky, you've chosen to make the move to the professional ranks. How did you come up with that decision?
Well, Hayden, I just want to say thank you for having me on here. I do appreciate you taking time out. Hot Boxing Talk is definitely a channel that I follow. Avidly, I enjoy what you put out there. I enjoy the content. I enjoy how you allow people who essentially mix with the fighters and understand the fighters a lot more before going into their bouts. And so one side, I just want to say thank you for that, and thank you for having me on here. So reiterate the question. You say, how did I make the change from the amateurs to the pros?
Yeah, how did you come up with that decision? Why was the time now to make that move?
Look, for a very long time, since before I started boxing, as an amateur, I was just training essentially, and I trained with a professional trainer, and from there I learned boxing from a professional standpoint. And I feel that since then my style, I always worked on a professional style. I never worked on the quick-handed, fast-footed amateur style. And just over time I realized that I enjoyed that a lot more. And I wanted to essentially take that into my career. I essentially wanted to be a pro a lot earlier than where I am now. And but I knew in the back of my head, and I had good advisors, and I had people who were close to me, and I realized that I just needed to take a little bit more time. I needed to learn. I needed to make mistakes in the amateurs so I could be 100% prepared and ready for when I made the transition. I'm 24 now. I feel like I've definitely developed a lot, mentally, physically. I've got a great team around me, I've got great people in my corner, and I feel like there couldn't be a better time than now to take that jump. Also, on a personal note, I just got married very recently, a few months ago. And my wife and I are definitely looking to start a family. We're looking to get a lot more serious with our careers, and definitely showed me that this is the time, for me to actually go and pursue that and take it to the next level.
Okay, and you're starting your boxing career off at Empress Palace. A lot of boxers in South Africa actually dream of doing that. That must be a sign of what powers that be must think about your ability.
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, Empress Palace, I've always had the dream in my mind. I always knew that it was the biggest boxing stage in the country, and I didn't expect any less for myself. I'm a very positive person. When you get to know me, you'll realize that my goals are big, and I work towards achieving a lot in this game. I believe I'll be recognized as the best pound-for-pound fighter of my era, and arguably of all time. When they say Floyd Mayweather, they're going to say Ricky Tshabalala. When they say Muhammad Ali, they're going to say Ricky Tshabalala. And just due to that mindset and how I feel about myself and how I portray myself inside and outside of the ring, I knew for a long time that I deserved that spot, and it just came down to me performing every time I stepped into that ring, doing what I had to do. And essentially going out there and being at my best every time I had a shot to be.
Okay, so you've chosen to turn pro at the Hot Box gym.
Yes.
How did you arrive at that decision?
Hot Box. Flip, I love the place, man. At the end of the day, when I was making my amateur to pro transition, which was about I'd say a good year ago, I remember looking at trainers. I remember, I'd considered a lot of different trainers. I'd gone into a lot of different gyms, and when I stepped into the Hot Box gym, I actually found, a sense of belonging. There was a lot of people who I resonated with, from the trainers to the, to the fighters who were there, and I was lucky enough to speak to Colin Nathan, and he allowed me to kind of be in and out of the gym as I please, kind of train there, get the feel of the professional vibe, the professional gym. And after a while, it kind of grew on me, and I realized this is the place where I want to be. I did a lot of research, I'd seen the boxers, I'd seen them fighting, I'd watched them, I understood that this is the best place for me because there's a strong team here, there's a strong group of fighters, and that means it will better me in the long run. When you're amongst champions, you become a champion. So at the end of the day, that's what I needed, and that was my best decision that I could have made today.
Going back to something you just said there, I mean, you'll be fighting on the 23rd of April, and I'm sure you prepared you accordingly.
Yeah.
What does the adjustment feel like from amateurs to pro? I mean, you were just talking about that. So, what has the actual adjustment been for you?
Yeah. Well, in my amateur days, like I said earlier, I always had a pro style, and it hurt me because in the amateurs, it's about points. So guys are a lot more aggressive and fast. They're throwing flurries of punches as opposed to in the professionals where they're calm and relaxed and they're picking their punches, where you'd have a less volume being thrown. Now, I was losing fights due to the fact that guys were out punching me. Not that they were better than me, but they were accumulating more points. And it got to a point where I realized I have to change what I'm doing if I want to be good in this time right now, which was the amateurs. I did that, and I ended up doing a lot better and actually changing my style from what I was comfortable with to something I was a little uncomfortable with, but still got the job done. Because I do believe that you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. But anyway, my whole point to that is once I did that, it was easy for me to come back to what I love, and that's that very relaxed kind of going out there, picking my punches, putting the guy in particular positions. And although I changed my style, I always longed to be in that position again. So the transition wasn't hard. I enjoyed, like I said, Colin allowed me to stay in the gym for about a year. So seeing these guys, learning from them, getting hints and tips and whatnot, helped me immensely to make the change. So I'm completely ready. I can feel and I know that I'm a professional fighter now. I'm fighting like a professional. I'm training like a professional. I've really taken this role on, and I think it was due to the fact that for a long time I believed I should be here anyway. So that's where we are now.
So let's take the seriousness away. I mean, let's go away from boxing for a bit. What do you like to do in your spare time? What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I'll be honest with you. At the moment, boxing is my life, and I believe that is how it has to be if you want to be great. There's no other. For me, essentially, when you ask me what I do in my free time, I don't really have free time. I'm training. If I'm not training, I'm sleeping. If I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? But I do enjoy myself. I do enjoy movies. A lot of movies. So I'm a movie freak. So I enjoy a lot of series. I enjoy a lot of movies. I enjoy eating. That's like one of my biggest passions. I love food. And actually, like my wife and I speak and joke about it all the time, and we say that, we're literally grinding, so we can make money, so we can tour the world and eat the best foods. Like that's honestly like one of my biggest goals, And so when I do have some free time, I love going to restaurants. I have a lot of restaurants that I go to regularly. A lot of new ones that I try. I love food markets around the area. Once in a while I'll go to a comedy or something like that. I dig stand-up comedy. I love that. It's nice to kind of get your mind out of that seriousness zone, because I'm like that all the time. It's a bit rough as well. I kind of block people out and get this tunnel vision, especially coming close to fights. But I think you need that, and the people around me understand that. So I'm very, like I said, I'm very lucky. I got a great group of people around me, a great team. I really consider everybody that helps me as my team. Not only my team at Hotbox, which I appreciate them, to the fullest. Like I said, these are just things that I'm blessed for, and that I'm happy, and that I'm appreciative to have in my life. But like I said, food's my biggest one. I love the movies. I love stand-up comedy. I love anything. If I could do random stuff, I go karting, abseiling, just see whatever. I'm very adventurous in that sense. But at the moment, I don't feel I can be, because I've got a goal that I need to reach. I've got this first fight in front of me, and that's all I'm focused on at the moment. But as soon as I have time and I can actually, have more time between my fights and I have gaps and I can actually take time off, then I'll definitely, enjoy and be a lot more adventurous with the things that I want to do,
Okay, now let's go back to boxing. In a sense, I saw a Golden Gloves article when you first signed for Hot Box Gym. They were talking about there's a potential move to the UK in the future, and obviously your wife is from the UK.
Yes.
And I'm sure fans want to know, what is the next step. What's going to happen in the future? Are we going to be seeing more of you? What's the actual plans?
Look, at the moment, when I did move to the hot box for the first time, I remember telling Colin, I remember speaking to him and letting him know about my plans. I'm an open book. I'm not going to come in and I'm not gonna be underhanded with how I am. I'm going to tell you how it is. And, I spoke to Colin and he was very nice about it. I remember him being very open and saying, look, regardless of where you want to go or what you want to do, I'll help you as much as I can now. And wherever you go after that, I'll follow your career. I remember him saying those words. And I appreciated that about him, He said that he'd help me find trainers and, he'd help me find comfort over there in the UK or wherever I decided to leave. And it made me feel a bit, it made me feel comfortable and safe to be with somebody like that here, So it made me then, want to extend my career in South Africa, definitely build myself. There's a lot of fighters. I'm fighting in a super-middleweight division at the moment, and have future dreams of fighting in a middleweight division. And there's a lot of fighters in this country that I know I can beat. There's a lot of fighters that I know I can go out there and really take to school. And the thing is, initially I wanted to leave, but now I'm here and I'm thinking there's a lot of opportunities to get a lot of good fights in, a lot of good rounds in, a lot of good experience, and a few titles, before I actually make that move to the US or the UK. And look, I've always believed in myself. I believe I could leave today and do the same thing that I'm going to do if I leave in the next however many years, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I've started here with Colin. I feel very at home. I feel very comfortable. I like what the guys are doing in the gym. One of our teammates actually last night, Lerato Dlamini, won the youth RBF title. And seeing that belt around him, seeing Colin standing there with him, seeing the work that he put in leading up to this fight, made me realize that I'm actually in a really good position here, and we can do a lot with what we have right now. And who knows if who knows what the future holds. Maybe we even go off to the UK and fight in the US. From SA, based in SA. My only problem is, and I'll be honest with you, my family, and I think about my future, and my wife's not from here, and I do not feel safe having her here. I do not feel safe, raising my kids in the country. A few close friends of mine have been shot in these past few months. Seriously injured, a few killed. And this is in our backyard, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm thinking about my future, I need to get to somewhere where I don't have to worry about, not only my family and my boxing. I can just concentrate on what I got to do, to secure that future for us. And that's really where I'm at right now. So I'm actually on a balance. I can't give you a direct answer.
Okay.
But as soon as I find and kind of understand where I'm at, then from there I'll definitely, and like I said, I'm an open person, so I'll keep everybody in the loop. I'm definitely going to speak to Colin. He's a good advisor of mine. I go to him a lot to speak. Vusi as well, our trainer, I speak to him a lot. He advises me with things. He understands the game of boxing, impeccably, more than anybody I've ever seen. And he's taught me huge things in these few months that I've been training at the Hot Box. I love, like I said, I love the combination. Vusi, Colin, they all bring these crazy aspects to the game and to my game, which has taken me from strength to strength. And that's why I see that I have this great team, and I wouldn't want to throw that away right away, you know, to go into something that I don't know. And like I said, you know, I'm going to take over regardless. So whether I'm here, there, whatever, it just depends on time and, you know, the right moment. God will guide me.
Absolutely. So there comes a time where we need to actually conclude this interview.
Yeah.
Who do you want to thank so far that's been like in your journey?
Yeah. No, man, I want, you know, my biggest thank you, and I got to say, goes out to my wife currently. You know, I got to say, this girl has matured me. You know, she's made me into the man that I am today, and that you guys see before you now. You know, she's made me confident. She's made me realize that, you know, I can pursue these things that I've been dreaming about, and I can actually make them a reality. You know, along with that, my brother, you know, my older brother, his name's Sean Wentink. And he has been there since day one. He's the reason why I started boxing. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. He's been my closest friend. You know, my greatest advisor, and you know, he's literally been there for me from the beginning. And I've got to give him huge props, and even still today, you know, and I've got to give him huge props. You know, if I ever have a problem, whether it be inside the ring or outside the ring, he's got it down. And you know, the rest of my thanks have to go to my family, you know, my new family which I've gained. You know, I've got to say thank you to my friends, you know, friends who have come and friends who have gone, you know, because they've shaped me into the person that I am today, regardless of, you know, if we're good people to each other. You know, those moments have made me who I am today, and I'm thankful to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful to you, yeah, you know, for coming out here today and giving me this opportunity to speak on myself. And I'm thankful to, you know, my trainers, you know, I'm just 100% appreciative to everybody that's in my life that I've had the opportunity of meeting, speaking to. You know, whatever I've taken from them, they've developed me into the person that I am today. And for that, I'm grateful. For that, I'm thankful. You know, and God is my number one. You know, He guides me, allows me to be where I am today, and He allows, you know, since the beginning of time, you know, since before I even knew He was there, He was guiding me, you know, and allowing me to be where I am today. So He's definitely my biggest, my biggest thank you goes out to the big man upstairs.
Thank you very much for coming out today, Ricky.
Hey, thank you so much, Aidan. I appreciate it.